Well, would you look at that? It's election fraud update o'clock. Yeah, I know. We're eventually going to move past this segment of the day, and fuck, I'd love to talk about other shit, but this is, front and center. Well, it's front and center if you look for it, because right now, mainstream outlets are just reporting on, I don't know. Let's just see what CNN.com has. COVID-19. Oh, MSNBC is getting a new president, the first black person to run a major cable network news. I'm sure that will thrill their fan. Orange man bad. States requiring masks. COVID. Be scared. Trump's challenges failed. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I've got to agree on this one. But this wasn't a Trump case. And it still hasn't failed. I know. It worked for segway's sake. But first, we're going to cover Georgia, and then we're going to go to Michigan, and then we're going to go to Arizona. I can give you an update on the other states, but the only one that's actually worth updating is Nevada. And I think I told you guys, I forget which date, but the judge in Nevada is just a piece of shit, and haven't heard anything about that case getting tossed up to the Nevada Supreme Court or the Supreme Court, where this lawsuit is going to end up going. So Sidney Powell's appeal of dismissal of the Georgia lawsuit. She's going to appeal the, I guess, are they officially one of the Kraken lawsuits? God, I hate using those kitschy terms, but just imagine if one of these lawsuits are successful. Oh my fucking God, they're going to be printing the merchandise from here until eternity. The legal team, led by former federal prosecutor Sidney Powell, will appeal the dismissal of the Georgia election lawsuit by a federal judge on December 7th. Well, goddammit, that's today. Powell told the Epoch Times in an email that they will proceed as fast as possible to the Supreme Court, because they're the only ones who are liable to do something. Actually, that's not entirely true. It's just on the wrong side of the country, because apparently people out west is the best, are actually going to do something, but I don't want to get out of order quite yet. There's no question that Georgia has a statute that explicitly directs that election contests be filed in Georgia Superior Court. Batten, an appointee of President George Bush, said in explaining his decision following an hour of oral arguments in court. So he heard an hour's worth of the evidence, but decided, there, state elections, state courts should evaluate these proceedings from start to finish. Are they state issues when it deals with the president? Something is missing in your logic there, pal. Oh, and by the way, that was U.S. District Court Judge Timothy Batten, who dismissed the lawsuit on the grounds that Sidney Powell, doesn't have standing. But if we just go back to when I broke down the Georgia lawsuit itself, when we had the entire docket out there, one of the congressmen that was running was the lead plaintiff in the suit. That seems like he has a legitimate claim. Batten signaled his skepticism about the lawsuit at the opening of the hearing, choosing some of the talking points emphasized by the defendants to introduce the case. Yeah, somebody who was appointed by somebody else who tacitly endorsed Joe Biden. Yeah, no doubt. Powell filed the lawsuit on the 25th. Yes, we know that. The lawsuit cited several affiants to claim that Dominion machines were manipulated to illegally alter the outcome of the November 3rd election, and also many other things. Dominion was just one small piece of that entire pie that was the lawsuit. The primary complaint involves the Dominion ballot marking devices. No, that is not true whatsoever. It focuses a lot on signature checks when it comes to mail-in ballots. But okay, if you want to go ahead and make that claim, you're the judge after all. They say that those machines are susceptible to fraud. Oh, you're going to eat your words after the next couple of stories, pal. There's no reason they could have followed the Administrative Procedure Act to object to the rulemaking authority that had been exercised by the Secretary of State. The Right Honorable Brad Raffensperger, by the way, who still hasn't called for a full signature audit. I wonder why. The suit could have been filed months ago when those machines were adopted. Well, we can't go back in time now, could we? And it's not like we didn't know that those machines were a little fucked up because Texas wouldn't use them because they cited the fact that these are easily hackable machines. But why would Georgia push ahead using them? I don't know. We're just speculating at this point, aren't we? Plaintiffs asked the court to decertify the results of the election, a remedy the judge deemed extraordinary. Oh my word, we already went through all the trouble of doing a hand recount, and by hand recount, I mean feeding them back through the machines that you guys think are fucked up. We already found that there were, no more ballots that weren't mysteriously uncounted. Oh, we actually did. It couldn't have been that many. Several thousand? Oh, fuck. Nothing to see here. I've already made my judgment. For those reasons, we request the court deny a motion to dismiss, allow us a few days, perhaps just 5, to conduct an examination of the machines that have been requested from the beginning and to find out exactly what went on and give the court further evidence that might want to rule in our favor, because the fraud that happened here has destroyed any public confidence and the will of the people is reflected in their vote and just simply cannot stand. Powell said in her closing argument. Very, very succinct statement there. Again, like I've said before, it's a fool's errand just to pursue the ghost of Hugo Chavez in these fucking Dominion machines. There are a bunch of good parts to those lawsuits. The signature verification is very, very easy to find. Fuck, in Arizona, once we get to there, this isn't a part of it, but I'll just reference it right now. There were 2 independent ballot examiners. I know I'm not using the proper technical term, but for the sake, there was a Democrat and a Republican. Okay, and when they got the 2,700 ballots that were going to be shipped out of Maricopa County for them to be randomly selected, and both of those observers and scrutineers were allowed to match signatures and see if there were any sort of irregularities in the ballots, lo and behold, they found a percentage of them were fucked up. Guess how many the Republican found? 6%. 6% were fucked up. You might think that that is quite a bit. That is more than the random sample that they found at the 100 level, and well and far beyond the percentage needed for Biden to not be the lawful winner of Arizona. But guess how many the Democrat found? Did you think that it's more or less? Well, it's more. It's nearly twice as many. They found 11% wrong with the ballots. Yeah, but once again, that couldn't have happened in any other state now, could it? Just a little old Arizona, those old biddies, their signatures change all the time, and the Parkinson's is a bitch, and some of those old cowboys, just maybe not have hit enough whiskey for the day, so they couldn't quite get all of their scribbles correct. That there's nothing wrong like that in Georgia. But because we're talking a little bit about those machines, those pesky goddamn machines, Trump team examines Michigan voting machines today. Now, what did they find? Now, Kelli Brockvar, I think first name's Kelly, whatever, I've got a different first name for her. She was going to be deleting a whole bunch of information in Michigan because, we don't need it right now, and we're done doing the election. It's already been certified. Yeah, that's not how it works, bitch. A judge in Michigan has allowed a forensic audit of 22 Dominion machines in Antrim County over claims that votes were compromised. It's weird why Antrim County, because as you remember, on election night, they were one of the slower counties to report. Nothing suspect to see there. It was also the county that magically flipped a few thousand votes from Trump to Biden, but then it got reversed and flipped back. And it's also a heavily Republican county, I think. There was a lot of shit that went on in Antrim County. Trump lawyer Jenna Ellis told Fox News that they were going to be examining the machines for about 8 hours on Sunday. She says that they'll get the results in about 2 days, so we'll be getting more information on that tomorrow. The judge's order stems from one voter's challenge. He alleges ballots were damaged during the recount of a marijuana proposal. All right, Stoner's coming through. The order doesn't mention that the presidential race, but the county was in a national spotlight when voting machines changed 6,000 votes from Trump to Biden. Yeah, and the issue was later corrected. It was a glitch. Rudy Giuliani, President Trump's personal lawyer, says legislatures in Arizona, Georgia, and Michigan might change their electoral college voters. That just seems like a random ass fucking sentence in there. On Sunday, Giuliani told Fox News that Georgia lawmakers have started a petition to hold their own session. Yeah, because Brad Kemp, I don't know, he's like, well, I just keep calling for the signature audit. The Secretary of State doesn't want to do anything about it. Well, don't you have leverage over him? I've asked 3 times. So, like I said, this week is going to get spicy, and if they are successful in putting that session out there, that will be good news. And I can't wait to see what comes out of these machines here, because it is a long shot. I've always been very, very clear on the fact that I think that these voting machines, chasing after them is sus at best, because they can already be changed if there was anything there, and it's always very difficult to find out if there was anything in there to begin with. So we'll see. So far, when they're actually doing some deep diving and they're doing some digging into this stuff, they're coming out with results. Whether judges at the local, state, and state Supreme Courts levels, it's been an absolute shit show if anybody will actually hear anything about it. But the article continues here. Giuliani said that this is a constitutional role that the founding fathers gave our legislatures. They're the ones who are supposed to select the president, not the governors, not the board of elections, and they're the ones who have the constitutional obligation to decide the electors. Giuliani said Michigan and Arizona are considering the same thing, but they're not as far along. And speaking of Arizona and our final stop on the little tour, Arizona Supreme Court agrees to hear GOP election challenge lawsuit, because this lawsuit was tossed out, oh my god, Friday or Saturday at this point. I can't remember. But this is the one that, Kelli Ward's put forward. Thank God she is in charge of a competent GOP machine down there. Listen, Arizona was butt-fucked by the ghost of John McCain for a very long time, okay? And once that old warhawk finally kicked the bucket, a bunch of good people got in there and quickly turned things around. Just goes to show you that rhinoism is a total cancer. So this is the best news of the day, so we'll go ahead and cover this one and break it down. Arizona GOP Chairwoman Kelli Ward said she's filing an appeal with the state Supreme Court to challenge the certification of the November 3rd election results. Ward told local station KTAR that she filed an appeal with the Arizona Supreme Court on December 4th to reverse the state certification. The court confirmed that it received her appeal on Monday, saying it would decide the matter without an oral argument, the news outlet reported. Interesting. So they're just going to take the facts, they are going to convene on them, and they're going to vote on them. And here we got the 7-justice Supreme Court of Arizona. Makes leftists just shriek bloody murder, but don't really know their political makeup, but it wasn't that long ago, if you take the very dubious circumstances that both of the senators were elected in, the federal senators rather. Arizona is a very, very Republican state, and it has been for a very, very long time. So this looks promising, but at the same time, whenever I hear Supreme Court is going to hop in at the state level, I'm always just waiting for them to just go, I don't know, something like, you're too late, or I don't know, you can't sue for this one, you don't have standing. I haven't yet seen anybody refute the actual evidence that's there, and if they do, it's, oh, this is so silly. Do you want me to disenfranchise X million amount of people? No, I'd like for you to look at the evidence. Well, that's just silly. I will not be doing that whatsoever. See Pennsylvania. It came after a Maricopa County judge ruled that Ward's petition failed to prove any fraud occurred when she tried to challenge the results of the county, which includes Phoenix. Like I said, we went through those ballots, the duplicate ballots, and found out that 2 out of the 100 were fucked up. Like 11,000 votes separate Biden and Trump in the state of Arizona. And it was extrapolated out, like I mentioned before, well over the percentage that would constitute victory. The GOP lawsuit pertains to Maricopa County, which Democrat Joe Biden won by 45,000 votes, according to state election data. Good for him. He's so popular. Biden, according to the data, is leading Trump by about 10,457 votes in Arizona. Just about, give or take. Ward, in a Twitter post Monday, brace yourself, wrote that the ballot rejection rate for mail-in ballots in Maricopa County is unusual. Okay. Almost 2 million absentee/early ballots returned in Maricopa County, and only 600, holy fuck, rejected for signature match. 600. Why pretend to check? Literally, they must have been like fucking half burned or run over. Like, functionally unreadable. Jesus Christ. Like, if you guys are going to cheat next time, there's like, what, 2 Democrats that watch us? I'm not talking like, people who use their brain and would kind of vote on both sides of the aisle. Like, if you guys are going to cheat next time, for the love of God, just run the numbers up and change your percentages a bit, because 600 rejected ballots. I don't think those snowbirds down there are that fucking particular about signing, dating, and filling everything out on their ballot. In a video posted on Twitter, Ward said Maricopa County Judge Randall Warner, let's see who that is. Oh, jumped the gun. He's not a Supreme Court judge. Was acting under a self-imposed deadline, prompting the GOP's appeal to the state's highest court. Oh, exactly. Like, there's not enough time. There's plenty of time. Inauguration date is not until January 20th. And, yeah, so cool your jets there, Randy. Ward again said the petition is asking for the court to review 28,000 duplicated ballots. Why not? Keep finding them at different increments. So I think 28,000 is probably the next stop. As well as digitally adjudicated ballots, which were cast in Maricopa County. She estimated that more than 100,000 ballots are at stake. That would probably be about right. The mainstream media, she added, is erroneously attempting to characterize the lawsuit filed by Republicans as an attempt to steal the election. Because they worked so goddamn hard, just let them steal this election, okay? God. We are trying to have integrity in our electoral process, she said, adding, we have every right to make legal challenges. You certainly do, because keep on finding a whole bunch of evidence in Arizona, and thank God somebody's finally fucking listening out there. He also called on Arizona legislature to call a special session about whether to reclaim their constitutional authority to send electors, as Trump lawyers have suggested in recent week. Over the past weekend, the Arizona State House announced that it would close for a week due to the commie cough concerns. Oh, well, did you know Rudy Giuliani just got sick, therefore we got to close down. Has he been to the State House? Shut up. We need to be safe. Think about grandma. You need to do your part. Shut up. Wear your mask. Cover your hair purple like Kirsten Sinema. Ugh. I don't know if you guys seen that picture, but little fake-ass astronaut Mark Kelly got sworn into the Senate because Martha McSally wasn't fighting and has already resigned. That fucking bitch. Anyways, holding the Bible for old Mr. Clean there was Kirsten Sinema, and she was dressed in some sort of exotic animal overcoat. She's a sitting U.S. senator, by the way. And she had, like, grape Kool-Aid colored hair. Fucking why? That's the future that they want. Ugh. Michael E. Hunter, the chief of staff of the Arizona House of Representatives, told media outlets that no one will have permission to meet or work in the House of Representatives building. Because what? Now people are so concerned about the coof that they're trying to quarantine actual buildings. I don't know. I think I've got like 3 or 4 different cans of surface aerosol that'll clean up some viruses. Toot sweet. So if you guys need a little help, your boy can, ship some down there. I know a place where I can get my hands on a whole bunch, so I'm just trying to do my part. So yeah, this is a big thing. I don't quite know when the Arizona Supreme Court is going to hear this challenge, but the fact that they are is a great thing. Do I think that it's still going to end up at the United States Supreme Court? Yeah, more than likely, because it's just going to be a non-oral arguments. It's just going to be here are the facts, read the facts, and if these judges are constitutionalists, they should see the fact that there's some fucked up shit with the ballots there. And if they want to take a look at 28,000 of them, I say let them look at all of them and audit them. You can bring in people to take a look and do the contestation correctly. Set the standard for the other states out there so we can go through this process fucking everywhere, okay? It's getting obvious. It's been obvious for like a fucking month at this point that shit was more fucked up than we anticipated. Like, I remember day of the election when they said, oh yeah, pipes burst, and oh yeah, we got a whole bunch of different signs there outside the polling booths, and I was like, well, it's probably nothing. I think the groundswell is overwhelming for Trump, and as we're kind of finding out, I wasn't wrong on that, but I underestimated their most comprehensive voter fraud machine in all of history. I think that's how Joe Biden put it. But I'll go easy on the old man. He's trying to develop a disease so he can step down and let Kamala Harris take over. He actually said that over the weekend. I think he said the quiet part out loud. But yeah, that's the update. Arizona's moving forward with some good stuff. Michigan, we're going to hear about tomorrow because they're taking a look at Antrim County, which was super fucked up on a bunch of different levels. And Georgia's getting appealed, probably up to the Supreme Court. But we still got the official Trump lawsuits out there from the actual legal team and not from the satellite affiliates. So, and we haven't heard anything from Robert Barnes because he's doing stuff in Georgia as well, focusing on signature matches as well with his nonprofit as well. So that'll do it for the election wrap up. More information breaks by the time that I'm done recording today. We'll do another video on it. Hopefully not, but you never know. You never know at this point. I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.